Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. Today, I will be checking if I actually read the books that I buy. So I will be doing this by going through my very first book haul, actually the first two, because the first one I did was split into two parts. So it's gonna go very fast. I'm gonna go through all of the books and just say if I've read them or not. I will record my screen, but I will be mostly looking down and yeah, we'll see how this goes. Doing this rainbow eye look? Yes, I did. Oh, and by the way,
okay, me just talking.
In here.
Where's the first book?
And having them all on the floor in front of me makes me realize I have a book buying problem. Hopefully.
I knew already back then. I do have a book buying problem. I put way more effort into my booktube appearance back then than I do now. I did a whole rainbow look. I need to do that rainbow look again soon. I'm kind of digging it. Play, please.
Hiiya, I think it's called, by Catherine Patterson.
So the first one was Bridge to Terabithia. I have read it. I think I gave it 3 stars, but that was because I knew what was gonna happen. So basically the big thing that happens, it didn't really surprise me and I wasn't as sad. That's one down.
Next is a book series, so I'm just gonna show them all together. So I read this some time ago. That's called The Isle of the Lost, and it is a Descendants novel.
So the next one was the Descendants books, and as I've mentioned in my I keep procrastinating, so I have read Return to the Isle of the Lost, and I've already read Isle of the Lost at this point when I'm filming the haul. So it's really 2 books that I have read and 1 that I haven't at the moment.
So the next book is A School for Good and Evil. I have already read this and I really enjoyed it.
So obviously I had already read School for Good and Evil at this point, so again it doesn't count. I am mentioning the rest of the series, and so that is 1 more that I have read and 3 that I haven't. I'm just gonna stop keeping track at this point.
Thing that I haven't. This one is a new one and I do not remember how I found it, but it is called Seraphina and the Black Cloak.
I have not read it.
This series is... the next book is a part of another series, so again I'm going to talk about the first one and show you the other ones like I did with this. The first one is called The Breadwinner.
The Breadwinner series, I've read all of them. Phenomenal series. I love it so much, and I cannot recommend it enough.
Final book in this part 1 video, and that is Arusha in the End of Time.
I have read it, and I have the sequel now. So that was actually the first part. I had read more than I thought I had. Still 5. I'm so awkward. Let's find the other part. So this is YA and adult.
Hello everyone.
Hello. And I honestly don't remember any of the books that I hauled at this point, but I am looking at my shelves and they're so empty. A lot of it is contemporary and adult and classics and non-fiction, and I don't know if I switched genre or if I've always been like this, but I don't know. I feel like it's so fun looking back. And oh my god, I remember these shelves and I hated them so much.
First off, and I have already read this, is The Haunting of...
So as I mentioned in the video, I have already read this. Not much to say. I read it. I had read it at that point. Great book. I don't think I liked it at this point, but I do now that I had like a longer time to go and think about it. So
I ended up actually really enjoying it. Next one.
Oh well, I did enjoy it.
Is one that I bought because of a Clockwork reader, and that is The Night Circus.
I have not read it and I've debated on hauling it. I'm just not excited about it at all. And I think that there are so many other books that I would rather get to.
And that is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde
I have read it and I have also unhauled it because one, I didn't like that edition of it. It was very annoying, and I also wasn't the biggest fan of the book. Maybe if I can get it in the same edition that I have, 1984, I would like that, only for the sake of collecting.
I have already read this. I did not enjoy it.
I had already read it at that point. Damn it.
So, this book is a self-help book that I'm currently reading, which is why it has a bookmark in it. And it is called The Worry Trick, and it's by David A. Carbonell. Carbonell?
Even back then I struggled saying names. So I have not read this. I actually ended up DNFing it, not because I don't want to read it, I do still have it.
Next up is After You.
I have not read that. I didn't know I've had it for that long.
To read this. This is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. It is.
I have read it. I enjoyed it. Not my favorite though.
Is Going the Distance.
I haven't read it. Haven't read it. I'm going to soon, probably, because I do really just want to get through all of my contemporaries so that I don't really have to worry about them, and also so that I can get rid of some of the ones that I don't really want on my shelf.
This is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard.
I have read it, didn't enjoy it. I am gonna unhaul it eventually. I don't know when. It was just not for me. I get why people like it, but it just wasn't for me.
Next up is this that I also don't know anything about. I do like the cover. This one is called East.
I was doing so well with the middle grades, but then the young adult and the adult got me. I have not read East yet.
Next one is probably a book that's gonna shock a lot of people that I have not read. So I got Throne of Glass.
I've read it and I liked it. I got this one, and I did enjoy it, so.
Next book is gonna shock you guys even more.
Have read it, City of Bones. Did I enjoy it? Not really.
Next up is two books from same kind of series by the same author, same kind of premise, so I'm gonna talk about them together because it's a long video. Once Upon a Dream and As Old as Time, both by Leslie Braswell, part of Disney's Twisted Tale series.
I haven't read it.
Next, I have Grace and Fury.
Have read it, loved it. One of my all-time favorites.
Now we are getting to the last pile, which is the big books. I don't even know how to pronounce this.
Incendiary. Let me help you out. Incendiary. Have read it, loved it.
Next one, almost at the finish line. We have Spin Dawn.
Haven't read it yet.
Next one is the Never Tilting World by Rin Chupeco.
I have read this. I have recently read it, and it's so good.
One of my favorite books of the year. Probably also one of my favorite all-time books. I enjoyed this so much, even though it has a lot of, like, it has probably one of the most common tropes, but that also happens to be my favorite trope.
Gotta be Bone Criers.
Is Bone Crier's Moon.
Obviously I've read it. I do still love it. So I feel like it's kind of fun looking back to what I bought back then, but I had read more of the books than I thought, but there are still some that I haven't read yet. It wasn't as many as I thought it would be, so that's great. But I think I will end the video here because I don't really have anything to say. I apparently read like half of the books that I buy. I don't know, I didn't keep track. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment telling me if you actually read the books that you buy. I don't know. Do you read them when you get them, or do you read them like I do, like have them for about a year and then read them when you remember that you own them? If you like this video, please hit the like icon, and if you want to see more of my bookish content, please hit subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And until I see you next time, bye!